There's a brand new narrative in the NFT space that I'm going to be covering. I'm probably one of the first YouTubers to cover this, so that is very exciting. Plus, I have some very bullish news on the ETFs and so on. And MicroStrategy. There's a couple of people freaking out about what happened with MicroStrategy. I'm going to cover that as well. Let's get into that. So right now, Fidelity is allocating 1% of their entire portfolio to Bitcoin, which is pretty interesting. I think that number is going to grow to at least 10% within the next couple of years, because they're going to see how many people are going to be rushing into this space and how much money is actually going to be made in this space. I think that it's going to be a massive narrative for institutions and their customers. So let's go into this. MicroStrategies, they reported weaker than expected fourth quarter earnings. Now, a lot of people are like, okay, they're going to sell. No, Michael Saylor is not going to be selling any of these Bitcoin, right? So he's here to stay pretty much, at least for the bull market to come and probably a couple of years after. I don't know what happens after that, but I know that I'm pretty sure that he ain't going to be selling anytime soon. In fact, he just bought more, and now his stash equals about 190,000. Speaking about 190,000 Bitcoin, it took less than 30 days for these institutions, these large institutions, to acquire more than 190,000 Bitcoin. They now own more than Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy. So I think BlackRock hopes to own more than Satoshi, who owns 1 million Bitcoin. And from how fast they've been acquiring Bitcoin, I think they are definitely going to be on their way within the next couple years. That's a big if, but I think that could actually happen. Also, here's some news that you're definitely going to want to hear about Ethereum. I'm going to butcher this name. The Denkin upgrade has been successfully launched on the Holsky testnet. So what that is hopefully going to do is decrease fees by 90% on Ethereum. Now, we heard that before on EIP 1559, promised cheaper fees. I don't think this is going to decrease the fees by 90% on the ETH network. I think we're going to see the craziest fees you've ever seen before. Now, let's go over to Pandora. So Pandora is an ERC 404. Don't get totally... Just don't click off right here. Stay with me here because this is a brand new narrative that I think is going to take the NFT space by the horns. We have a semi-fungible token. So what that is that you can buy the NFT, which is worth ridiculous amounts. I think it's about $22,000 right now. Or you can buy fractions of it by essentially owning the actual token, the ERC20 token. So hopefully this isn't going to be too confusing, but if you can stick with me, I think you're going to appreciate it. All right. So an ERC404 token is it's a semi-fungible token, which means it has ERC20 tokens, which is, just a regular ERC20 token you can buy on Uniswap. And it's a ERC721 token, which is an NFT. So you combine the two, that's an ERC404. And why would you want to combine the two? Well, think about it this way. If you wanted to take part of an NFT, but say like it's Bored Apes, but it's too expensive, what do? Well, maybe just go buy part of the network by buying Pandora, essentially. But this isn't sponsored, all right? I'm just giving you an example of what this is. I think there's going to be more and more ERC 404s coming out, but this is the first mover advantage pretty much. And, I put this out on my trade alert on learningcrypto.com on our CT club. And I bought it $10,000. And I'm like, okay, well, I think I probably bought the top. I was giving everybody the clue, like I might have bought the top here, and then it proceeded to go to $28,000 or something like that, and then it's back down to $21,000. But I think what I'm looking at right now is I'm looking at the market cap, and it's got like it's about $200 million right now. And it went from 19 to 200 million in a couple days. I think it's because it is a brand new project. And I think what's interesting about this is that there are projects in the multiple billions of dollars right now that suck, that are horrible projects that shouldn't even have that much liquidity, right? Or market cap. this is actually something that I think is going to be here to stay, because I think a lot of people are definitely not going to be able to afford like a Bored Ape or a Pudgy Penguin or whatever if you're into NFTs, but they can afford a coin. So what the ERC 404 token does, it gives people exposure to the NFT market that might not be able to afford these NFTs. And it also gives a lot more liquidity to those that own NFTs, which is really interesting. So in other words, if you have an NFT, you can actually sell a fraction of it and you'll lose that NFT, but you'll still have the token as well. So you can write up the narrative, whatever you want to do. It's going to be really interesting. I'm still learning about this, and I think everybody's still learning about this except Pandora and a couple of the other guys. But this is really interesting narrative. I don't think it's going to go away. I'm not sponsored whatsoever on this. I just find it really interesting. I want to bring you guys more innovative technologies like this. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, that's all I have. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.